Hey guys, so we've got a few things in studio. We've got some mini bands which are really good for glute work, and we have some Spiky massage balls which are designed to release those tight, sticky areas. So what we're going to do is just show you how to use this equipment in your own home. So the Spiky ball has so many uses and permutations of exercises that we can do to release tight areas in the body, but I'm only going to show you a handful, otherwise you might feel a little overwhelmed today. So if you put the ball underneath your feet and we start from the toes and work our way to the nose, you can massage the underside of your feet by rolling the foot over the Spiky ball. And you can do that for a good 30 seconds and swap over to the other side. But once you've done one foot, you can also stand with the ball of your foot on the top of the ball and stand with your heel flat on the ground so that you stretch your calf musculature. And then to add to that, you put the left foot or the other foot in line at the heel, which makes it significantly worse than if it's in front like so. You try and stand in line. That's such a great stretch. If we added some movement, I would do a roll down here just to get even more back of the body. As you roll down, you feel the stretch change somewhat. And then if you can get all the way down to the floor, that's fantastic. Otherwise, we come back up and unravel to stand. If we're going from your toes to your nose, you can place the ball underneath your calf and roll the leg over the ball, almost strumming the calf musculature, and move back and forward, just enjoying the Spiky ball's nature in the calf, in the soleus muscle, and the pressure of your body weight as well. You can also move the ball up to the hamstring and do a similar feeling and thing, but try find tight lines down the hamstring. A lovely gluteal release is to position the ball in the flesh of your buttocks and open your knee into or towards that side, compressing the ball deeper into your gluteal muscle, and then bring the knee back up. And there's still pressure because your weight is partially on it, but it pushes into the muscle. And it's so lovely. And you can move the ball around and almost clean up that hip attachment by digging into everything that connects. Now, it's important that you don't go too boss and lie completely on it, because these aren't that soft and your body might recoil to the pressure. So you want to be gentle and coax yourself into relaxation, rather go too soft than too hard. Another one you can do with this ball is stick it on your shoulder or between your blade and your spine and use the wall like the cat scratching itself on a wall, up and down, really trying to get the ball into lovely crevices and places, and even rolling it along your arm. So you use the wall, you stick yourself against the wall, and then you massage into those glorious places. I've got Talia with me, and she's going to be my muse today as we remodel her buttocks. We've got two bands, a sort of smaller, more flexible and elastic band, and then a thicker band, and you can get these in the studio, which is awesome. Tels, please put the big one around your knees, so step in like a skirt, and then you're going to put the smaller one around the arches of your feet, so you still step half your foot in and then the other side. Fantastic. You don't have to have both, but both is just wicked, and I'm wicked. So you'll stand facing forward. And the idea is to move like a crab sideways. You want your toes facing forward, and you take a step with your right foot to the side. That's correct. And so you'll walk all the way over until I decide it's far enough, and then you get to walk back. Now, there's some key thoughts that have to happen while you're doing this. You want to use your left glute to propel your body to the right. And so you move yourself with the left leg. Now, when we come back, you're going to move yourself with the right leg. So the tendency to lift that left leg and pick it up, and I don't want you doing that. I need you to push with your right bum. So you press yourself. Yes. Do you feel the difference? You move your middle to the left. You move your middle to the left. Good. There's a softness in the knees, which is cool. And then we can also try with very bent knees. So squat for me, hands in front of you, bum out to the back, stretch the glutes and walk sideways. Okay, remember you move your middle. You don't move your right leg, you move yourself. So you push and you push. Yes. And then we can also try with straight legs. So stand up for me. Do not bend or soften your legs. And you're going to walk with straight legs, like you have sticks for legs. And that works you slightly differently. And all three are just evil. And those are your band walks. You do a minute's worth of this. Okay, so this is another highly effective gluteal workout. So it tells us lying down on her back with her blue band, the thick band around the knees. Now I need you to move your feet out to the side the most you can move them. So you get to the edge of the mat with your heels slightly wider than your toes. So it's almost like a turning in, a toeing in. And you're going to keep pressure with your big toe down into the floor and your heel, and you open your knees as wide as your feet are wide. So you've got already work being done just to open up the legs. And then you tuck your tail, imprinting your spine without letting your knees fall in, and you lift your hips up bone by bone all the way up, pressing your arms into the floor, keeping your tail tucked. You stay here, squeezing your glutes, tucking more, pushing your big toe into the floor, and then lower the spine bone by bone, unravel the pelvis at the end without letting your knees fall in, and you'll go again. So we're looking between 10 to 20 of these. Up you come. Remember, this is an intervention exercise, so it's done because you really need it. You need to strengthen your glutes. You come down and unravel. When you hit your max, let's pretend it's now, lift up. So at your 10 to 20 mark, wherever that is for you, and you're like, I can't meer nie, you stay there. You pull your ribs down a little bit because you're going to perfect yourself here. And you bounce your hips down 5 centimeters and up again. And so you're going into the pain cave here. Your glutes probably feel like they're going to sear off. And you keep your knees nice and open. And once you've done between 10 and 20, you come down bone by bone, and we do 2 more sets. Okay, so this is not your normal just fun Pilates. This is I'm going to work my bum. So we're going to work a very specific muscle in the foot. It's called the tibialis posterior. So it tells us going to loop the band around one foot and then try and get it around the other one as well. So sitting cross-legged helps because now you can actually see the muscle. So the muscle is at the back of your little ankle bone over here. So if you look on me, it's the muscle that runs under the foot like this, which is responsible for lifting your arch up as opposed to letting it fall down. So if your knee hurts in this position, then this exercise is not for you. But if you lift your forefoot up for me, almost in a point, but lift, yeah, and then lower it slowly down, you'll feel that muscle has to do work and lower. And so this is a really good exercise to strengthen your arches. So you don't want to point too aggressively, but you can see if the wrong muscle is working, because the muscle that should be working is on the inside of the ankle over there. But if this guy on the front of the ankle, this big strong tendon, the tibialis anterior, if it starts bulging, then you know you're using the wrong thing. Helpful thing, but the wrong thing. You want to do about 20 of these, maybe even up to 50, so you can break it into sets. 20, 20, and if you want another 10. But in front of the TV, just the reason I suggest 50 is because you can mindlessly churn out 50. But if you think you're only doing 10, well, it's not going to take you 2 seconds and you'll be done. So at least get a mental load of 50 of them, and then you'll have done enough.